Hi everyone, Angela here. I'm really excited to share my brand new design, the bow front hanging tea towel. Some of you may have seen or already made my original design from a few years ago. That's the modern hanging tea towel that has the plain front band with the pleated towel. My new version has a fresh twist with a slightly padded top, a puffy bow, and soft gathers across the front. The pattern includes written instructions and a full step-by-step tutorial. Just a quick note, I only sell digital PDF patterns. I do not sell acrylic templates. Unfortunately, there are websites using my videos and photos without my permission to sell fake copies of my patterns and designs. My patterns are only available from my official website, Notches Sewing, or my Etsy store, Notches Sewing Studio. Always be careful when buying any pattern online. Do a quick Google search or a YouTube search of the pattern name and look for the earliest listing to ensure you're purchasing from the original creator. Now let's have a quick look at the tutorial. Print out the pattern at 100% and check with the 1-inch square for accuracy. You can find the link for the pattern below the video and in the description. I'm using quilting cotton for the topper that I've washed, dried, and pressed. Check if your fabric has a directional print. Cut one piece for the topper and don't use any of the selvage. Then cut or mark all the notches. I'm just using a water-soluble ink pen to mark the notches so you can see them. Cut the two bow pieces and the center notches. To give the topper a slightly puffy look, use Fleeceline H630. This is a lightweight fusible fleece with glue dots on one side. Cut the fleece for each piece and press together. To prepare the tea towel, first press it flat and then trim off and remove any hanging loops. Fold the length of the towel in half and crease along the center. Open up, cut along the crease to divide in half, and set one half aside. It's best to use lightweight or thin waffle weave towels like this one. Do not use thick towels for this project. I'm using the Juki TL 2010Q sewing machine. The link for this and the tools I use are down in the description below. If you're in Australia or New Zealand, click the link for Echidna Sewing and Juki Junkies for North America. To gather the fabric, I'm increasing the stitch length to 4.5. You can also set it to the maximum length. Pull out about 4 or 5 inches of both the top and bobbin thread. With the tea towel wrong side up, we'll add 2 rows of gathering stitches along the cut edge. Start stitching just in from the edge and 1/4 inch from the raw edge. There's no need to backstitch. Stop just before the edge, with the needle down, lift the presser foot and pivot. Sew 1 stitch and pivot again. Continue sewing parallel to the previous stitch line, stopping just before the edge beside the first stitch. Raise the needle, pull out and cut, leaving 4 to 5 inch long thread tails. Set the stitch length back to 2.5 or 3. Separate the threads on top from the ones underneath. These threads that are now on top are actually from the bobbin. Hold on to these top ends securely and gently gather the fabric, working a little at a time as you slide towards the other side. Be careful not to fray the raw edge too much. If you're finding this video helpful, make sure to like, share, subscribe, turn on all notifications, and leave a comment below. As always, I'd love to know where you're watching from. You can also show your support by becoming a member or tapping the thanks button down below. Using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, stitch the bow and the centerpiece, backstitching at each end. Press the seams open flat without pressing the folded edges. Turn right side out and press with the seam in the middle and repeat with the bow center. Secure a large safety pin or a bodkin to the end of the bow. Carefully thread the bodkin and the bow through the center loop. Pull until the loop is right in the center and the seams line up on the back. Clip the bow to the topper and edge stitch in place. Fold the topper in half around the bow, matching all the edges. Using a 1/2 inch seam allowance, stitch both sides about 1 inch past the edge of the bow. Place the towel onto the topper between the notches and use 2 pins to keep the edge straight and parallel with the fabric. This next step is optional. Tie the ends together 3 times to secure the gathers. Adjust the gathers again so it's all nice and even. Match the edges and clip in place. Gather the end of the tea towel and tightly roll it up just past the stitching on the side. Bring the other end of the topper over, aligning all edges while keeping the towel inside. Clip the ends first, then re-clip in between. Use a 1/2 inch seam allowance to stitch through all the layers. There's no need to backstitch. Fold both sides snugly over the edge of the towel and sew directly over the previous stitching about 1 inch in length. Pull the towel out from the open side. Pull apart the corner seams on each side of the towel for a nice smooth edge. Turn the topper right side out and pull the bow and topper apart for a nice straight edge across the top. Fold in the seams on both sides, make sure they're straight and clip together. To top stitch the front of the topper, first move the bow out of the way. Begin with the back stitch and top stitch 1/4 inch from the edge. Stitch towards the side, stopping 1/8 inch before the seam. With the needle down, lift the presser foot and pivot. Edge stitch 1/8 inch down the side, making sure you're catching both layers. Stitching closer to the edges on the sides will close the openings nicely. Stop 1/4 inch before the bottom of the topper and pivot. Top stitch 1/4 inch across the bottom towards the side. Stop 1/8 inch before the edge, pivot and edge stitch up this other side. Keeping the bow out of the way, when you're 1/4 inch from the top, pivot, top stitch across, and finish with the back stitch at the center. The back stitching will be hidden when hung, the sides are closed nicely, and the corners at the bottom are as neat as you can get them. And I just love the look of this topper being slightly padded. To hang, first have the right side of the towel facing you with the printed design upright. You'll see the back of the bow on this side. Flip the bow to the back and fold the top over your handle. Place the bottom of the towel through the loop and pull down until the center of the bow just covers the seam. To easily remove, grab the bow and pull down. I really hope you enjoy making my new design. Be sure to check out some of my other tutorials. Thanks again for watching. Take care and happy sewing.